The story I want to tell you about today is something that people ask me all the time. It's why I moved to Chicago. The reason I moved to Chicago is because of my husband. He was born and raised in Chicago. It was about 2008, 2009, and I was living in Tucson. My best friend, she's hearing. She has a PhD in sign language. She studied at the University of Arizona. And it happens to be that my best friend's brother, he is best friends with my husband. So like I said, it was about 2009, and my husband and his best friend was a lawyer. My husband was working for a hospital. He traveled a lot. He was working as a radiation therapist for cancer patients. Well, both of them, they had lost their jobs due to the economy, how the economy plummeted. So the both of them were depressed because they'd lost their jobs, and they were searching and searching for jobs about a couple months now. And my husband's best friend said, you know what, my sister lives in Arizona. Why don't we take a break from looking for jobs, and we're just so depressed. Let's take a break and travel down to Arizona. We can go camping and mountain biking. Let's have some guy time. Let's take a break and relax. So for 2 weeks, the two of them went traveling down to Tucson, camping and mountain biking and doing all that sort of fun stuff. And they were almost till Tucson, and my husband's best friend said, my sister, she's experienced with deaf people. And my husband said, really? When I grew up, I had a best friend who was deaf. But I haven't signed in about 24 years, so I'm not sure if I'd be able to sign again. So my best friend, she texted me and said they were going to have a party with Mexican food and invited me to come over. I was like, oh sure. So I went and I got the beer and got some food, and I arrived at the party. And this was the first time my husband saw me, and the way that he describes it is he was just so fascinated with me. He thought I was just gorgeous. So he was really excited and he wanted to find me, so he went through the party and eventually we met up. So I was getting kind of tired and I thought maybe I would go, so I got in my car and a man came up to me and he was kind of assertive and he signed to me, "Hello, my name is Eric." And I was kind of surprised. Maybe I didn't really realize there was somebody at the party who could sign. So I went into the party and we were kind of mingling around, and my husband was just kind of staring at me, and that was kind of annoying. But so luckily, one of my friends was an interpreter, and she can help because his signs were really rusty. He was signing so slow. So anyway, I had a friend there who was an interpreter, and that definitely helped. So all day we were kind of conversating and mingling around and eating food and having a great time. And the sun was going down, and I can remember we were in the front of the house, and the sun was really bright, and it was hard to see everyone signing. So I said, "Oh, you don't mind if we move the party into the backyard? It's just that the sun is just right in my face." So we moved everything in the backyard, and I could just remember it perfectly. The sun was going down, and I just knew at that moment I was just falling in love with my husband, and I just knew I wanted to steal his heart.